Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Napoleon Tola back again with some Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai. After our battles, apparently. Today, it's going to be a 3v3 against, well, at Mountaintop Fortress. And, it's a bloody one. And it came down pretty close. Pretty close. Not that bad. It came down close. So yes. I'm gonna go over to armies, and this is pretty gonna start not that quickly. Actually, no, it's gonna start pretty quickly. I have Royal Marines with these awesome blue uniforms, blue and black uniforms. I have United States Marines in these awesome blue uniforms, and I have the French Marines in these terrible blue, I'm joking now. These wonderful blue and red uniforms. I have 3 units of revolver cavalry. Now I'm eventually just going to straight outright dismount them, and I'm going to use them on the battlefield. And I have my general, and outside of the field I have literally 3 units of Yariki. Yeah, and it's going to get pretty heated pretty fast. My ally is Trevor, so once again a pretty good player. A very good player, my bad. He has Bo Ashigaru. He has Lone Sword Ashigaru. He has his General's Bodyguard with some Matchlock Ashigaru, Bo Ashigaru, Daiku Samurai, a lot of Ashigaru type units, bows, Matchlocks, and he's bringing a lot more Bo Ashigaru with some Yari Ashigaru, with some more Matchlock Ashigaru, and some more Lone Sword Ashigaru with some Yari Ashigaru, and some more Bo Ashigaru. Finally, we have Mito Streamer, and once again, he's going to be bringing White Tiger Force, White Tiger Force, White Tiger Force, and that is quite terrible units. White Tiger Force with 150 range, so that's going to tell you how devastating these White Tiger Force are. More White Tiger Force, the General's Bodyguard with, that is dismounted, and he has more White Tiger Force. I told him to bring all White Tiger Force, but I wasn't quite expecting him to bring a pretty elite White Tiger Force formation. I was literally telling him to bring a lot of White Tiger Force so we can literally man the walls. But yes, for our opponents, we are literally going to be having the big Honest. He's going to be bringing Nagana Samurai, entire force of Nagana Samurai, I think. 1 second. Yeah, a lot of Nagana Samurai in the forest, in this, right here. I'm pretty sure of that. And Uno, our opponent, is going to be bringing some Nodachi Samurai. God, these guys look wonderful. With some more Nodachi Samurai. A lot of Nodachis. Some Samurai in the mix, I'm pretty sure of that. He has this Katana Hero unit, and these guys look absolutely amazing with this black and white armor. He has some more Nodachi Samurai. This entire army is pretty much made up of Nodachi Samurai. Big Ernest is going to be bringing the Bow faction. He's going to be bringing a lot of Bo Ashigaru. Fire Rockets, which is absolutely terrifying. And yes. And oh yeah, Yeah, Big Honest is going to be also deploying some Katana Samurai, so that's going to work. The Allied Generals are right here, with the first General right here. And the other Allied General, for the enemy, of course, is going to be Uno, and he's right here. Yeah. Finally, we have the last player, last but not least, the Dark Shark, and he's going to be bringing the General's Bodyguard, Infanterie de Marine, some Vermilion Bird Force, in this tree line, some Katana Kashi, mix in with more Katana Kashi, mix it with some Boki, and over on this side, he has 4 units of Vermilion Bird Force, 1 Shogunate, 3 units of Vermilion Bird, 1 Shogunate. You see me rushing out with my cavalry, and I was gonna go around this way and make my presence known, which is, hopefully this cavalry force is gonna slow down the enemy. But I didn't realize that he has an entire 4 units right here, and at this point I'm like, okay, just get the heck out. If I go here, technically I am gonna be slightly trapped. But I am going to be asking for more reinforcements, and that reinforcement is going to come in 1 Revolver Cavalry, this unit, and my General, which is going to be acting as a support unit. My cavalry is going to be going right here, and the Dark Shark, the Dark Stark, or the Red Team, I'm just going to call them the Red Team from now on, is actually going to be moving to face this, which is what I want. I don't want him to be assaulting the walls right now. Which he does, in terms of everyone else, has the shortest but most scariest range. So, yeah, I want him to focus on my cavalry, which is what it is going on. I'm gonna move my cavalry back, because these guys do have a good range. The tower is down, thanks to the fire rockets, and yeah. Remember, these White Tiger Force are 1,000 each, and this is 150 range. My Yari cavalry is now back into hiding, which is what I want. I remember when I was fighting this battle, it was very laggy. So yes, I have one unit of revolver cavalry going this way, a general's bodyguard going with it, and yes, I haven't moved my entire armies yet. These guys are pretty dang veteran up. The worst being these Royal Marines at 125 range. The rest are 150 range, 150 range. This has suppression fire, and this has nothing, but is also pretty devastating in close quarters combat. But yes, actually, as a matter of fact, one of these guys will be getting, will be holding an entire flank. But yes, I'm gonna be sending down some revolver cavalry, and these guys actually look pretty amazing. The red team is slowly going to be closing in. He is moving some katana kachi, and while the bombardment is going on. So yes, we are doing pretty good in time. We've just passed 4 minutes, and so yes, our general is going to be coming in, and I want him to get some shots off on the Shogunate, which we hopefully do get. But yes, my general is actually right here. Yes, that's him. So yes, I'm gonna see what's going on, and my cavalry force is actually going to be slowly creeping at the end of this force line, and the Dark Shark made a mistake of facing his entire cavalry force right here, which is my opportunity. I'm just gonna charge out within any second right now. And he's gonna essentially, well, the problem was for me, as we'll see a few seconds later. My cavalry just spring out from the ambush attack, and we are gonna be literally charging. The enemy decides to start moving even more, which is a terrible idea. I'm gonna charge this unit's flank. The Shogunate just decides to rush in. I'm gonna remove my revolver cavalry to fire at this vermilion bird, and this is where the problems start. This unit, it just charges straight in. And that is a disaster. My cavalry is pinned down one against this vermilion bird, which is not bad. Against the Shogunate, or we're gonna come crashing down this hill. But I remember I also sent this unit to charge the vermilion bird. This unit got caught up, so that's unfortunate. This Yaraki is gonna get gunned down by the vermilion bird, and at this point I was telling this unit, which is starting to rout the Shogunate, to charge right here, but for some reason they just won't. So I'm desperately trying to get this unit to charge, but at this point it's starting to look like it's not good, and we don't even rout an entire Shogunate unit. Our cavalry is pretty much destroyed, and now my general is under threat. So that entire sally out force, besides the point of buying some time, did literally nothing. So yes, that's 100% unfortunate. And yes, I'm gonna be using my general to act as a kiting formation. My guys are still not being activated, and yeah, so that was a disaster down there. On the other side, the enemy has finally started to move up some bow Ashigaru, and we've taken heavy casualties, essentially trying to hold this outer wall. Uno is going to be deploying some fire rockets, which is not bad at all, and killing a lot of our guys without even staying foot. And now they're just gonna pummel us with arrows. But that said, my guys, my American Marines, are just gonna come up this wall, and they're gonna be acting as a defense force against this entire wall. This unit will actually be holding for the rest of the battle. My general getting 55 kills off the bat, which is not bad, considering the fact that most of these guys are pretty expensive, 1,000 each per million bird force. But yes. Interestingly, I named these units off of pretty obscure units. The Garde de Lafayette, or the 5th, is actually a a Union regiment in the American Civil War. It's actually called the 55th New York Regiment. I'm pretty sure it's the 55th. Don't quote me on that. I have the Marine Le Garde Impériale, or the Marines of the Imperial Guard, formed by Napoleon the Great. Yes, the first. And yeah. And we do have finally the Royal de Pointe Regiment, which is literally a German regiment that was served with the French during the Bourbon times, like Louis XVI. And that unit just got destroyed during the Revolution, so yeah. And I just called them, and they're actually Royal Marines, so that's kind of funny. None of them are German. They're British, actually. But now the enemy are going to be assaulting the walls. They're actually going to be just firing arrows at us. And thankfully, all our Trevor's men could actually be put in loose formation. So they're going to be wasting the enemy's ammunition, which is what we want. Yeah. The enemy's going to be coming out this hill, and they're going to take their merry time, which is wonderful. The entire point of my cavalry was to buy time, which they absolutely did. This entire flank did not attack for, like, what? I don't know, a long time. I also dismounted my revolver cavalry, and they're just going to be sitting here. Yeah. And I have my general, who just came back after getting, like, 55 kills. Not bad. And now these White Tiger Force are just going to be opening fire on this massive blob of Bow Ashigaru. They have 155 range, so that's going to catch Big Ornest off guard. And Big Ornest is just going to respond by using fire rockets, which is not a bad choice. My guys are almost in range. This guy just has to push up even more further, and my guys will just be getting these guys down. But yes, at this point, the enemy is swarming in. Katana Kachi by the red team, and some more Katana Kachi. But we've just giving them. They've taken 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes, taking out this outer defense, which is not really worth it, if you ask me. I'm gonna have the towers go full arrow tower mode, and Matchlock Ashigaru is gonna be moved up on the walls. The enemy still has a lot of arrows. Now they're starting to focus a lot more arrows on this White Tiger Force, which is not a bad choice. Daiku Samurai is also going to be returning fire, especially taking out this fire rockets, which is I will be taking that out off the bat. Yeah, 155 range, taking out these fire rockets. On this side, the enemy is well within range, but we are not firing just yet. I take that back. We should be firing. Yeah, we are just firing. And these guys are getting wrecked. 5 shots without taking a single damage. We are being in defensive position, so I could understand why. Now we are up to 15 kills, just in a matter of seconds. And these guys are struggling to get into formation, which is good. Just more time for me to gun these guys down. These guys don't really have line of sight, so they have to move even further. But the second they do, a lot of guns are just going to open fire. And these guys are getting destroyed. How many kills? 53 kills off the bat. Really good. At the end of that battle, this unit really paid for its cost. But that said, the entire enemy team is going to be charging and scaling this sector of the wall, which is... I wouldn't really do that because, as you can see, the higher the wall, the more fall damage you get. But the White Tiger Force is going to be moving back and starting to be gunning down people. Also, this is the place in which we can actually do our last stand type of situation. And speaking of last stand, Trevor has deployed some barricades to protect this sector, which is great. These guys are up to 125 kills without taking a single loss. 133 now, and they're just going to keep gunning these guys down. They actually, matter of fact, routed an entire unit of Vermilion Birds. Now he's going to be moving us some Katana Kachi. These guys are actually finally going to get some kills, getting 5 kills, but we already killed 200 some kills. And yes, I'm going to be starting to move my revolvers, and at first they were going to be sent here to open gun this entire blob, but the enemy is starting to swarm us. And what I mean by that is literally they're going to just be climbing the walls. And during this battle, we have a lot of troops here, so it was extremely laggy. I was telling these guys to go up on the walls, but they just wouldn't. And to make the situation worse, they are eventually going to be focus fired down by all the arrows that the enemies have. these guys are gonna start to open fire. And I just love how these guys literally have two-handed gun weapons. Yeah, two-handed guns is pretty devastating. But on here, the enemy has decided to not even they didn't even bother to put these guys on loose formation. They're just gonna be charging these guys in. But our guys have actually been doing 500 kills off the bat. My tower is in enemy hands. This tower is in enemy hands, so that's unfortunate. My revolver cavalry are somewhat stuck, and I'm trying to get these guys the heck out of here. This United States Marine force is getting 500 kills against a bunch of Katana Kachi and some Vermilion Birds, so pretty good job. And we also have the support at the Arrow Tower, not to mention. And even if they break through, I do have some French Marines, the Marines of the Imperial Guard, moving to this formation. I also have some Royal Marines here, and it's starting to get a little bit laggy because of the sheer amount of troops we have. I'm gonna have these guys just turn around and start opening fire. As you can see, we are getting literally focused down by almost every unit. Hopefully these guys just open fire. Yeah, they're gonna be moving back slightly. I'm trying to get these guys to open fire, but yeah, finally these guys start opening fire, and they get 13 kills off the bat. 14, 15, 16, 19. The numbers are rising extremely quickly, the number of kills. But the enemy is gonna react by literally charging these revolver cavalry, so I have to move them back once again, which is really a shame. But the enemy, yeah, and they're starting to rout, but it is okay. We are near the capture point. Trevor is just gonna form up in spear Yari wall, which makes the Yari Ashigaru amazing. The United States Marines has just destroyed this entire flank. There are some troops left, but at this point it's too little, and it's not gonna matter. These guys are up to 796 kills at the cost of less than half the regiment, so that's pretty amazing. At this point, they've gotten an average 3-to-1 kills. These guys are actually, they're starting to get down, and they're going to be opening fire on this entire side. I really like the two-handed revolvers they have. Wait, watch this. Like, the two-handed Colt revolvers is pretty devastating. Remember, this is a unit of 13, and they're already getting 42 kills. I am, one of my, Trevor, I think, is popping, no, actually, no. Meadow Streamer is popping Gumbanot, and we're just going to be continuing to gun down the enemy. So yes. The enemy is going to react, well, not yet. But yes, that's that. 55 kills. I still have another unit of revolver cavalry, dismounted revolvers in reserve. This French infantry, the Marines of the Imperial Guard. God, how that just sounds amazing. We are starting to lose on this side, because the enemy is just swarming us. But just look at the fall damage that they took while trying to cliff the walls, and they're sending even more guys. So yes, and it's starting to look bad for us because we are now down 5 minutes. My United States Marines are gonna be sent here, and I'm just gonna charge these guys into melee because they're actually pretty good on the charge. Actually no, I'm not gonna charge them in yet. I'm trying to line these guys up, but these guys just keep charging into melee, so I decided, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna have this unit charge into melee. Not that bad in melee actually. 800 kills and more, just rising pretty quickly, I have to admit. We are facing some warrior nuns, so holy. Okay, we routed an entire warrior nun unit. And now we're just going to be continuing to charge into this Vermilion Bird force and some more katanas. United States Marines are not bad in melee. And the revolver cavalry that was here just got destroyed. These guys are up to 900, almost 1,000 kills. They are now down to 87, unfortunately. And finally, I'm going to move them back. I'm actually going to line them up and actually have them open fire. I have another regiment of Royal Marines lined up and prepared to fire, but these guys, I'm just going to have them calm down a little bit and not charge into the enemy. I'm trying desperately to line these guys up so we can actually fire. These guys are like literally the MVP of the battle. Can we get a volley? Can we get a volley? Yes, we're gonna get a volley. We're actually gonna be shooting some guys point blank range. We actually, as a matter of fact, we literally instantly routed him. But now we're gonna be facing some Nodachi samurai. That's gonna be charging straight at us, like madmen. And at this point, we pop rally on my general. We're gonna do that again, and we're gonna send in some revolver cavalry to hold the line essentially. United States Marines are now up to 1,100 kills, and it's just gonna increase. At this point, I was feeling pretty good about myself. I brought a pretty decent force, and at this point, I'm feeling a little bit cocky. And because one unit of United States Marines, which is not the best in terms of shooting, I'm gonna send my Royal Marines onto this flank, and we're just gonna prepare to open fire on this Vermilion Bird force. And at first, I thought he was gonna get the first shots off, but it occurs to me that we're just gonna be staring at each other. He actually gets the first shot off, but I return devastating fire. 15 kills, but also 32 kills. However, the unfortunate thing for these guys is that there's a lot of archers lined up. We are lining up some white bear infantry to blast this entire sector, but we don't have cavalry, or else I would just have charged down this entire side and clean everything up. The enemy has withdrawn for a second, but they're going to replace that unit with another Vermilion Bird. We're going to form up once again. However, we are getting destroyed, not only by the arrows, but by the guns. I'm trying to desperately line these guys up, and we're actually going to open fire. Not so good for this unit, down to 980 something, and we only got 76 kills, so not really good over this side. Yeah. The only final reserve unit I have is the Imperial Marines, and they've gotten 148 kills. But the United States Marines are finally, their entire unit has been killed, as you can see the remains. Actually no, you really can't see that many dead US Marines. Here's one. Actually no, here's another one. Here's another one. But yes, they've done a pretty good job of essentially killing the enemy. And at this point, the enemy is just going to sit here and shoot at this Yari wall, which is not a bad idea. We were actually getting pretty worried, so we were sending in more and more troops. And at this point, it's starting to look pretty bad for us. However, we just have to hold it up for less than a minute. And at this point, our numbers are starting to look pretty dang thin. My general is just gunning everyone down, like at this point, 55 kills. However, there's a lot of troops in the way, so we're going to have that problem. And once again, it's starting to look a little bit laggy. The Marines of the Imperial Guard have been doing a pretty good job. The only problem is that they're literally getting shot apart by arrows. The Royal Marines, the entire unit got killed. And as the enemy cheer, they're going to get gunned down by my Marines of the Imperial Guard. The Marine, let me say this again. Marines de la Garde Impériale. Imperial Marines. This unit is now down to 7 guys, but we're just gonna try our best to hold the line. I like how many arrows are needed to kill these guys. Holy! I am definitely more than sure that you guys are getting friendly fire. But, well, we've already routed an entire unit and we've routed a second, but at this point the timer has stopped and we've essentially won the battle. So one unit got 1,000 kills and more. The United States Marines, pretty much for their prize. The other 2 of my units didn't do really well, so that's sad. And I'm not going to be looking at who got what kills. So have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Now, before you leave, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I would be honored if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, more videos are coming out, so it is a good idea to click on that notification button. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.